I was working just with my radio operator, August Flas, and he had all his equipment except certain crystals. And he said, the only address which might be helpful to you is George Starr in the southwest, because he's well equipped, and he gave me a safe house address for George Starr. And the safe address was in Agen. I met him and told him what I was looking for and what had happened in the southeast, which he didn't know, so it was useful for him to know. And he was a professional. He knew what he was doing. He was as certain of the need for security as I was. We shared views and opinions. And as a personality, with my teacher's nose, I believed that this was the kind of person who would succeed and not do silly things. The fact of being engaged in resistance was a risk. Certainly, he understood the value of working in small towns and villages where everyone knew everyone and where you could rely on not being surprised by people you didn't know. If you worked in the big towns, if you worked in Marseille or Nice, the people detecting, for instance, your radio, the electricity was divided into sectors, and each sector had a switch. The German listener could hear the radio operating, and he could use different switches to find out exactly which was the area where the radio operator was working. He could then surround that area and search every house until he found him. And that people who lived in towns lived a different kind of life, and particularly a different kind of social communication. If you went to a place like Charolles in the Don, 500 inhabitants, your host, in whose house you slept, told the people in the village that your cousin from Marseille had come to have something to eat, because everyone knew that it was difficult to eat in the big towns and easier to eat in the country. And eating was very important.